I don't need to fight Ian Garry. I'm deserving of this title shot, which in, hindsight, he hasn't really, there's a couple more names I could say that he could fight before fighting Bilal, but, nonetheless, he said, I'm stepping, Ian Garry stepping up, I'm glad he is. And then he like literally put like a whole list of guys like Bilal, Usman, Colby Covington, with some other names on there. He was like, you guys are pathetic. You guys should be stepping up and, fighting, and you're not holding the division back. And I was just thinking, like, what do any of these guys have to do with you fighting for the title? It's not as if like any of those guys are ahead of you in the rankings. It's not like as if any of those guys are stampeding your success right now. Like, you literally just got out of a title shot and you're just upset that you have to fight another guy before that. Like, maybe just beat the guy and prove that, this guy is not the number one, which, Ian Garry's very much got a slingshot to a title shot at this point if he beat Shavkat. Just prove that the guy's not good enough and you're better than him. And then there's no doubt in, the listeners or our minds. Like, Shavkat has beaten some names, don't get me wrong, but I hate when guys like go on Twitter and do that. Like, they just go on Twitter and just be like, oh, why are these guys fighting? Like, they're holding up the division, all this and that. It's like, buddy, like, you maybe have one more fight before a title. And then you probably never have to fight this guy again if you starch him, which if you're that much better than him, then beat him. You know what I mean? Like, I never understood that, but yeah, I guess in a more like, in a better light, it is the more, I feel like it is the more entertaining fight. I know you don't want to hear that. I like Bilal, but I just think that this fight is a lot more entertaining to cap off the year. I don't even know if there's no interim involved with this. It's just a 5-rounder for shits and giggles at this point.
Number one contendership, bro. This is definitely deciding who fights Bilal next. Absolutely. No doubt about that. I like what you said about Ian. If he wins, this is like his absolute direct first class flight to a title shot if he beats Shavkat in 2 weeks. But honestly, I don't disagree with the fact that this is I think, a more entertaining matchup than a Bilal Shavkat. But also, a lot of my prayers were answered. I did not want Bilal to lose a championship that fast. And I think if he had a fast turnaround like that against the killer like Shavkat, that's a dangerous fight. I've been telling people this for the past few weeks. I wish they gave him Kamaru as your first title defense. Not because Kamaru is an easier matchup by any means, but just the fact that stylistically, it's a little bit of a better matchup for Bilal, and it's a legend in Kamaru. It just means so much more. But instead, they gave him the young killer. He unfortunately gets injured. My prayers got answered, and at the end of the day, I couldn't be more content about the matchup that we have in front of us with Ian and Shavkat. I don't know if there's a funner matchup in that welterweight division to crown a number one contender.
Yeah.
But then also what this created was Colby Covington finally coming out of hiding. He finally come out the closet in Miami that he was hiding in, and he's going to fight in Tampa Bay against Joaquin Buckley. And I find that to be a fascinating fight, a really good matchup. Number 6 versus number 9, and 2 wrestlers. Joaquin can strike. Colby's been out for a few years. There's so much like fun stuff that this matchup has that I couldn't be more happy with the 2 matchups that we got.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, I agree fully. I think this turned out. This is probably best case scenario for Colby Covington too, with Joaquin Buckley on a very good rise right now. This is Colby Covington's chance, at what, 33, 34 years of age in the UFC now, like kind of approaching the latter half of his career. This is his chance to, beat an up and coming killer, a guy who's making a name for himself now in the welterweights. And just a guy who poses a lot of power, wrestling, relentless grappling. Like, this is all in the makings of a good fight. And I think it definitely turned out well with, Bilal being out. Like the matchups kind of turned out to be really nice, and you know the welterweights are fighting and they're moving up, so that's exciting stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. That one's in December, I believe.
Yeah, 14th.
December 14th. So I'm pumped for that one. That fight's gonna be amazing.
Hell yeah, agreed.
But yeah, that's.
What did you think of Kai getting the title shot, making a UFC debut in a weight class that he hasn't made weight in like a few years because he was fighting at 35 over in Ryzen?
Honestly, I didn't even know he was moving up in a weight class.
Moving down.
Or moving down in a weight class until you told me. Shit, I mean,
tough.
It's one of those things where, you know, he's kind of made a lot of noise in the division he was in, and, you know, him moving down to the smallest weight class in UFC now kind of makes sense. You know, like he's a much smaller guy. He wasn't that much bigger than some of these other what was it, the
flyweights?
Who was the biggest guy in that division, would you say? Like
at 20,
I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know who it wasn't Kai. Like
maybe Royval.
Yeah, I would say Royval, and that's just like a tough. Yeah, and you know, with that guy being around, that's kind of a tough. You know, Royval is kind of like the guy right now, so that's kind of a tough division to be around with a guy that big. But yeah, I mean, I don't really. I mean, I think it's standard at this point in his career too. You know, he's still young. Like, why not make the change and, you know, have another chance at gold? You know.
Yeah, fair, completely fair points. But I just think, you know, he's making his UFC debut. Yeah, he's a super duper star in Japan. He's going to bring a massive audience to that card, UFC 310 in December. Yeah, I hear that. But this is a division where guys like Brandon Royval, Brandon Moreno, like these guys, although they fought Pantoja, they've been reigning supreme. They're beating the next generation of guys with ease. So if I feel like you give Kai a fight against somebody in that top 3, top 5 before you throw him in there with the title, is kind of how I thought. I was like, what the heck? Like, I'm not too familiar with this guy. I imagine a lot of UFC fans are not too familiar with him and Ryzen and what they do. Yeah. So with that, you give him a title shot. You give him the strap. And it's like, again, like these guys, there's a clear number 1 contender in Brandon Royval. That dude has been like, he has a win against everybody in that top 10. What is the argument against giving him a title shot? That he lost to Pantoja?
Yeah.
That's it.
Which is like not really like a crazy loss to have, you know?
Yeah. And it was, if I remember correctly, it was a freakish, like weird injury finish, right? It didn't. It didn't end. I think my memory may not serve me correctly. But point is, big first fight in the UFC. He's getting a title shot. He could become a champion in his first UFC fight. I don't know if there's ever been that. Maybe Brock. Who else made a UFC who got a shot on their first fucking debut? I'm not going to put you on
Brock actually has, like, I think he has the second fastest title run to becoming a champion after Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva has the fastest title run. He became a champion a year. Brock was like 6 months.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And there's guys who have like 15 fight win streaks and they're still like, pick me for a title shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, man, fun fight coming up in a few weeks. I honestly can't wait for that UFC 310 card. It's gonna be quite the shows. But anyways, speaking of quite the show, this past weekend, Jon Jones reigns supreme, bro. He's the heavyweight GOAT. Yeah. Maybe not the heavyweight GOAT. Let's say he's the GOAT of MMA.
Yeah.
I mean, there's argument. You think he's a heavyweight GOAT after 2 heavyweight wins against Cyril and Stipe?
No, I'm just saying, like, Jon Jones is already making noise here.
For sure.
Making noise.
For sure. 2 finishes, 2-0, and not even like against like number 7 and number 14. Like, this is Stipe Miocic. Although he's 1-3 in his last 7 years. Like, Stipe Miocic, one of the most
That
decorated heavy, huh?
that is a crazy stat pick.
Yeah, that was, and it's 100% false. That was not accurate, but it's just like it's just putting
Hasn't won in
exaggeration.
3 years.
Yeah. Yeah, he hasn't won in 3 years and he's just been MIA. And I feel like if Jon Jones didn't call his name, there was no way we would see Stipe Miocic fight again after his last loss against Ngannou. That's not like that's not even talking shit. Like the guy's a legend. You know, he was getting promoted
Yeah,
ahead of this one as like the most decorated heavyweight of all time. He's just 42, brother. He's just 42.
42, bro.
And he got matched up with there's an argument, but in my opinion, it's definitely the greatest mixed martial art career of all time on paper. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you look at it, and that he just goes out there and does it all over again in highlighting fashion.
Yeah.
Now, I know we talked about it last week going into it, and you were spot on with this one. I hope you bet a little bit of cheddar on your pick.
How not?
You didn't?
I did not bet on this. I didn't.
That hurts. That hurts.
Yeah. It's always the ones I don't bet on. I nail them.
Yeah, you nailed this one, pal. I hammered my line, my John by sub, and that unfortunately did not come to fruition. And in the first round, I felt like he was kind of searching for the submission, but then like completely abandoned it after that. Like he was just like, I'm gonna
just stick to the elbows.
I could I could stand with this guy. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I can be here with him. What did you think of the fight itself?
I mean, yeah, this was exactly how I expected the fight to go down. Like, as I said, there's nothing that a 42-year-old Stipe Miocic presents to Jon Jones that Jon Jones hasn't seen in his career time and time again. And Stipe was just so one-dimensional. He was off. For one, Stipe was very off. Stipe is old. And Stipe just doesn't have the skill to beat Jon Jones. So there was a lot against Stipe in this fight. But I think the biggest difference in this fight was Stipe he had no answer for anything Jon Jones was bringing towards him. He had no answer for the takedown. He had no answer for the body work. He had no answer for the jab. There was literally nothing Stipe was doing that was helping him in this fight. He was just standing there, would look for like one of those closing the show shots, an occasional like 3-punch combination where he's running at the guy, not hitting him. Like it was just the same one-dimensional shit. Like Jon Jones is seeing all of that from a mile away. And I don't know if like Stipe just doesn't have power anymore, but he was cracking Jon Jones with some right hands, like cracking him. And like occasionally those will get through. Maybe 4 or 5 of those came through. They were really hard and they hit Jon Jones. And Jon Jones was just standing there in front of him. Like nothing. He was just eating the power. So I don't know if Stipe's power is gone, which they say that's the last thing that goes away when you get older. But it seems like everything fucking went away with Stipe. His chin went away. His fucking power went away. His skill went away. Like he was literally a punching bag out there. Literally for 3 rounds, he was a punching bag. And Jon Jones was having a field day. Yeah. He was having the time of his life. Literally having the time of his life. I seen clips of him doing spinning back kicks in training. I seen clips of him smashing the elbows down on the dummy. I was like, bro, he's doing everything he's done in training. Like, literally, he's doing everything in training on Stipe. Like, this is insane. Like, this is literally crazy to watch in real time. Yeah, man. I mean, and then also you got to give credit to Jones. Like, you could be a 30-year-old fighter and be shit and fight Stipe, and Stipe would probably still beat you. Or Stipe, Stipe's skill is not completely out the window, but Jon Jones is just levels above Stipe and had no business being in there with him on Saturday. Let's be honest, he had no business. I'm trying to critique it. I'm not Stipe. I'm trying to think what's going through his mind too. He was like, he has so much respect for Jon Jones in there too, and I feel like that hindered him a lot in this fight too. Like he just wasn't taking enough risk, and with not taking enough risk, you just let Jon Jones do what he wants to do. Like he was at perfect range. He was at perfect Jon Jones range too. Like perfect range for Jon Jones to put the kicks out there. Perfect range for Jon Jones to set up the specialty kick that he did, the spinning back kick, just like literally stood there. And it was so alarming. I was like, this knockout's coming. I just don't know how it's going to happen. I thought maybe it was going to be an elbow because Jon Jones was ripping the elbows on the ground. I thought maybe he'd get him out there on the ground again. But fuck, I was not expecting that spinning back kick, bro. That was crazy.
Beautiful.
And it landed right on the liver, flush on the liver, and Stipe just couldn't take it. Like, nobody's going to be able to take a shot like that anyway.
Yeah.
But he didn't brace for it. He didn't expect it. Like, it just fucking killed him, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's. I mean, there's not much analysis to the fight. Like, Stipe really didn't do anything. Like, even on the ground, like his defense on the ground was so alarming. He just had no urgency to get up. He was just sitting there taking the elbows. Like,
yeah, but it's crazy to me. He didn't get cut not once. Like, he didn't even.
Yeah.
He didn't open up on.
Until the end of the first round, he did.
Yeah, but it
One of
wasn't
those
even,
elbows
bro,
got in.
some of like elbows. Like, we seen a heavyweight matchup on this where like Marcin landed 2 elbows and the guy's face was
crazy.
completely disfigured. Like, that's what elbows are supposed to do. Jon Jones, it felt like he landed like 19 of them before Stipe like really started to wear some of that damage.
Yeah. And that's just Stipe. Stipe is like
Gangster.
he's a fucking brick head, bro. Like, his head's made of fucking rocks, bro. Like, Jon Jones was saying it. He was like, bro, I was punching this dude and it was like hurting me. Like, it was hurt. He's like, he's never been like hurt punching somebody. Like, that's crazy to say that. But Stipe is a G, man. You know, he's had a wonderful fucking career in the UFC. Nobody's denying that. You know, he had his time as champion, and you know, it's time to hang it up, man. It's
for sure.
It's
and
time to hang it up.
It too. He said it in the post fight. He's like, "Yep, I'm done."
Yeah,
I'm retired.
It's time to hang it up. You know, I mean, if we're being honest, he should have hung it up 3 years ago after getting knocked out by Prince Ngannou. That should have been the day. That should have been. But
then the GOAT calls you out of bed, and he's like offering you a fat ass payday, and like as much as like now in hindsight we know Stipe Miocic didn't have a shot because we watched the fight this past Saturday. Walking into it, he definitely had a puncher's chance, bro. Stipe with the right hand, the overhand right.
Yeah.
You know, like he could have landed that. There was some world, maybe one of the 70 million, you know, where
cleans Jon Jones with that right hand.
Yeah, bro. Jon Jones's chin is right there on a silver platter, and he cleans him up.
Yeah,
that happens one every gazillion worlds, but like, yeah, I think the GOAT falls up with a fat payday. You get out of bed, you show up to the gym for a few months, and you go get that purse. But then like,
yeah, I agree.
But then like now it's like, all right, now you're Jon Jones, and it's like, all right, you beat Cyril, who like we think is a potential world champion, right? You do that with flying colors. Now you beat this older MMA legend. What's next? Right? And this is going to be a fun conversation because like we've texted about it and we've talked about it briefly and we kind of share the same sentiments. How fucking insane, right? Just bad shit crazy is Jon for saying Tom Aspinall's such an asshole. This guy doesn't deserve a title shot. And I don't disagree with the fact that Aspinall needs Tom more than Jon needs Aspinall. That's a fact.
100%.
But as Jon Jones, right? As this guy who's done it for the past 17 years, whatever it is, winning 20 world titles, whatever the number is, moving up in weights, never losing, looking flawless, moving up, looking flawless. If and only if you fight a Tommy Aspinall and beat him, Jon Jones becomes immortal. There's absolutely no argument that Jon Jones is the best fighter on earth that has ever crossed this planet, that has ever laced him up. If he beats a Tom Aspinall, like he's absolutely immortal.
Yeah.
But instead,
yeah,
he's like, Come here, Alex Pereira, the smaller guy, the guy who has no grappling, no ground game, a
No wrestling
kickboxer
pedigree.
for 90% of his life, no wrestling pedigree. Like
Yeah.
let's not entice this exciting matchup, this representation of the new gen MMA who's just all around skill and Tom Aspinall. Let's not
Yeah.
acknowledge this, but let's talk about this. Why does Jon do this to him, bro?
Well, Jon Jones said something very interesting in his post, or in his in the media room. He said something very interesting in the media room, and it's what we wanted to hear all along. This is what we wanted Jon Jones to either finally say, or say he doesn't want to fight, or this is what we wanted him to say, or fight Tom Aspinall. And I would rather him fight Tom Aspinall, but he went and said this instead. He said, "Listen, man, I've done this so many times in my career. I'm ready. I'm done fighting these up and coming, dangerous newcomers. I'm done fighting them." Jon Jones finally admitted it. He finally admitted Tom Aspinall is a dangerous, dangerous opponent for him to fight. And he's finally admitting it. He's not trolling on Twitter anymore. He's not saying Tom Aspinall sucks. He's not posting Tom Aspinall fight clips saying, "Oh, I see holes in your game. You're not that good." He's not trolling anymore. He's finally admitted, like, Tom Aspinall's dangerous. I don't want to fight him. He finally fucking admits it. Like, after so many years of us saying, "Yo, Tom Aspinall is that guy." Imagine Tom Aspinall fighting Jon Jones. Man, imagine that fight, man. And all these fights later, all these years later, Tom Aspinall's finally in front of him, and he can't even like, just no dignity at all. Just mentions Alex Pereira. Like, this is how you want to go out with your legacy? Like, this amazing bumpy road that you've had in your UFC career, this is how you want to end your legacy, with an Alex Pereira fight who you're going to take down and submit in the first round. This is what you want to do. Oh, by the way, Alex Pereira, like you said, is not only the smaller guy, he's a natural born middleweight. Like, Alex Pereira is not even a natural light heavy, and he's going to put on 20 more pounds to fight Jon Jones. Like,
yeah. It's the smaller guy. It's so clear how Jones will beat him too. It's like we all know how it'll turn out.
This is not a challenging fight for Jon Jones. What does he think? Like, this is some super fight? Like, yeah, there's a risk in any heavyweight fight. Yeah, you risk getting knocked out because these guys have the heaviest hands. No shit, that could be anybody he fights. Like, that could be Tom Aspinall. That could have been Stipe. It could have been Francis Ngannou. It could have been fucking Sergey Popovich. It could be anybody, bro. It could be Derek Lewis. Like, anybody in the heavyweights. Like, you propose that, that dangerous factor, which is the fact that you get knocked out. Alex Pereira only brings that in this fight. Yeah. So once you start to weed out the heavyweights, you've got guys who can wrestle. You've got guys who can grapple. You've got guys who can kickbox. You've got guys who can box well, like guys who can defend well. Like, you want like the best mixed martial artist that you can possibly put up against Jon Jones. And his idea is Alex Pereira. It's so clear. It's so clear that he's ducking Tom Aspinall. He doesn't want to fight him. But then he finally admitted it. He finally admitted that Tom Aspinall is a dangerous opponent. So at this point, I can't even say anything left at this point. Like, if he fights him, he fights him. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But it is what it is. But he at least admitted that Tom Aspinall is a threat. And that's what I wanted to hear, honestly.
I'm glad he gave you what you wanted, bro. But until they fight,
of course I want to fight. Of course I want to see him fight.
I won't have what I want.
But I'm glad he's just not trolling anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he can at least admit it now. You know?
Yeah. And I think, like, him not acknowledging it doesn't mean that he doesn't think it, bro. Tom Aspinall is dangerous as fuck, bro. And there's no way Jon Jones doesn't think that.
Yeah. regardless if he said it or not, I still would have thought that. But it was nice for him to at least say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, respect. And I'm glad he did, bro. And I'm glad he did. And he also mentioned the fact that if this fight were to ever happen with Tom, he would want fuck you money. Which means that there's a price out there that will get him in that octagon.
Dude,
And the UFC got it, bro. Dana White will make it happen, bro. I was just happy to hear that. Like, there's a figure out there in his brain that is enough to get him in the octagon, bro. Because
you know what's the craziest about all of this, bro?
Tell me.
If Alex Pereira fights Jon Jones, Magomed is still not going to get a title shot.
Yo,
bro, how many years, bro?
Sick, bro. He's like, please, Jon, stop, just stop, please,
bro. The amount, bro. You know what's funny too, Alex? I think he tweeted something like that too, bro. I think he said, he said something about Magomed, bro. I think he was like, brother, you have to wait on this one.
Yo, brother, it's over for you, brother.
Yo, imagine Magomed has to fight another number 2, number 3 dangerous light heavyweight, bro. Potentially loses.
Not only that, but just give us another poopy performance that makes us less interested in a title fight. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, if I'm Magomed, bro, I'm throwing that 20 pounds on, bro, and I'm sitting as the fucking backup for the Jones fight, bro. I'm throwing on 20, bro.
Yo, I'm saying Tom doesn't want to. Jones doesn't want to fight Tom. I'll fight Tom.
I'm fighting Tom Aspinall, bro. I'm moving up to the heavies.
Yeah, give me Tom. You won't give me Alex. Give me.
Oh man, good times.
Oh man, yeah, the heavyweights. Yeah, it was definitely it felt very significant. You know, once Jon like finished Stipe, turned around, the crowd went fucking ballistic, bro. Yeah. And then he hit the Trump. Yeah, it was kind of fire. I respected it.
A little glazed there.
Yeah, it was a little glazed, but it was kind of the crowd, bro. For me, that was like the most like the crowd went so stupid when he hit it. It just made it cooler for me.
Yeah,
but the dance it is a little
glazed. The glaze was crazy.
Anyways, man, moving on. Co-main event was fucking a firefight, man. What an awesome co-main event this was. Charles do Bronx Oliveira, man, fucking sweeps Michael Chandler 4-0 in the first 4 rounds, and then Michael Chandler pulls out just the fucking all the tricks in the book, just back of the head shots, just cage grabbing. Fucking yeah, Chandler gotta be one of the just dirty dirtball boys.
Yeah, he was doing crazy shit, bro. There was a 2-minute compilation.
Now it's like every fight there's some sort of greasy shit that he does.
Bro, there's a 2-minute compilation going around on this fight of him just doing dirtball shit, bro. 2 minutes is crazy.
It's crazy, bro. Of like dirtball moves that should only be seconds worth, but like the strikes in the 5th round were like, Keith, what are you looking at, bro? You know, what are you seeing, bro? It's like right in the back of the head. What are you looking at? And like it wasn't just like it was like I'm hammering this. I'm clubbing the back of his head. It was bad. Keith was like an arm's length away, didn't say a single word, and we're all screaming. The commentators are saying shit. I'm like, yo,
fighter, defend yourself. Defend yourself, Oliveira.
Oh man, it was bad. It was bad.
I was like, bro, what do you mean defend yourself, bro? You bash him in the back of the skull.
You can't do that shit.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that shit. And he did it, man. Chandler absolutely 100% is one of the funnest fighters on the roster. Anytime the guy's in a fight, it's absolutely.
He lost every single round, but it was so entertaining.
Why do you have to be dirty? Why? Let's like it's already entertaining. You don't gotta be like, you know, like I just remember when he was blowing the bloody snot in Poirier's face. It's like, what the fuck is this, dude? Like, this is some nightmare shit. And then, like, the whole exchange with Poirier after the fight was weird. And Chandler's just calls out McGregor after a loss. Like, what are we doing here?
Bro, not only McGregor, bro. Did you see what he said before that? He was like, I'd call out Islam, but Charles is already gonna fight him next. Like, bro, you're not fighting Islam next
You just
anyway.
lost, bro. There's like 4 people ahead of you.
You just lost 20 seconds ago, bro. You're talking about, I won't call out Islam. Bro,
No shit. Look, gets on the mic though, and just WWE full on, just show po, and it's awesome. We love to see it.
Sometimes he has some good ones, but this one was bad.
Yeah, know your role. Just know where you stand. Just know your position. Call out fucking Max Holloway. Give me a BMF.
Not even, bro. Even.
Something, bro. Give me a fun fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to do this shit, brother.
Go fight Gaethje again, bro. Like,
don't do that. All right, but a win for Charles. What does that do for him at this stage? What does this mean for the next phase of Duke Bronx?
Armand Tsukarian, that's the only fight next.
I mean, for Charles got kind of beat up against that guy.
Yeah, it's the only. I mean, what next happens? Like, Charles just beat Chandler. Who else is he gonna fight? He's gonna fight Islam next when Armand clearly deserves it.
Yeah, it's tough. It feels like Islam and Armand are gonna fight like first quarter next year. It feels like that's absolutely set in stone before Ramadan. The UFC is gonna milk an Islam fight, and it's definitely gonna be. It's 100% gonna be. What's his face? You just said it. Having a break, Alberto. What's his name?
Charles.
Nah.
Tsukarian?
Yeah, it's absolutely going to be Armand. Armand absolutely is going to be the next challenger for the title.
Yeah.
No matter who wins that fight, though, no matter who wins that fight, both beat Charles.
Yeah. You got a good point. And Armand already fought Islam, and it was a close fight. Early in their career. So, I mean, this is definitely the next fight.
It's going to be a fun one, man. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
But the question that I'm trying to get a somewhat answer to is like the next step for Charles is what?
It's very bleak. There's really no way. There's really no fight for him next. I mean, he's not fighting for a title next. And at this stage in his career, he should only be fighting number ones in for titles. Either that or he's going to have to move out another weight class. I can't think of anything else.
Yeah. I don't.
What does he move down? Does he move down?
Nah, I don't think so.
To fucking featherweight, bro? Like,
I don't think so. I think he stays here, but like now it's chase a big fight. Like, you got to fight like a Gaethje. You got to fight like a Max again at lightweight this time. I'm trying to throw Max in the mix with all these guys, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
Either one of those two would be bangers. Of course, Dan Hooker is always in this mix. Dustin Poirier is on his way out. Like, the top 6 guys at lightweight, all seemingly on the back end of their career trying to make a final push. Let them all fucking fight each other. Even if they fought before, just run it back, bro. There's so much fun fights here. Like, I'm not mad with any outcome at lightweight.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not either. But I just think that Charles is the only guy out of these lightweights that should only be fighting number ones in for title shots. You know, that's my honest opinion. If he fights anybody else, it doesn't really affect me. I would love to see these fun fights, but I would like to think that he's like, dude, I'm getting so old in here, bro. There's only so much more I can take, bro. I need a final push for this title. I'm clearly deserving of it. Like, look at what I'm doing to these guys. Like, beating a Michael Chandler and not even giving him a round, completely dismantling his game. Like, he's beating these guys in ways where he shouldn't even be. They don't even deserve to be fighting him again. You know what I mean? Like, so Charles is the only guy I feel like is out of that mix, but all these other guys you can make that argument for, especially Dan Hooker, who's kind of up and down with these guys. But it's had a good streak so far, and he's doing well. So I would like to see Dan Hooker fight Oliveira, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know if that happens, bro. I don't even think Oliveira takes that fight, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, because you're fighting way backwards, like
You're
six
fighting way backward. Yeah, it's a crazy fight. That fight would have numbers, but man, from a standpoint where he's at, bro, that's a donation and a half. That is a mega donation to Dan Hooker.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It'd be different if he was like if he had the belt, right? Yeah, come fight, Dan. It'd be a great fight for you. I'll beat your ass, and then you can go back to 5.
Yeah, too bad the belt's in Daggy.
Bell is staying in Daggy, bro. As long as Islam's in the lightweights, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, it's probably.
I'm gonna be honest with you. But great fight.
Man. Yeah. The lightweights, they definitely got some shit to figure out. Good luck to the UFC brass. It's gonna be like there is no wrong answer unless you pull like a number 15 to fight Charles next, which would be a big issue. But moving on, Bo Nickal got a big test this past Saturday, took on Paul Craig, the veteran light heavy, moving his way down to middleweight to make a play here at this new weight class. And I absolutely dismantled Paul Craig on last podcast. I talked about how bad he was on the feet. And what I didn't anticipate was Paul Craig looking like vintage Anderson Silva on the feet at some points, tapping into like some some vintage Iceman with the hands at different points, just tapping in. Like Paul Craig never looked as good on the feet because he was matched up against somebody who was equally as shitty on the feet, another grappler.
Dude, I told you he was going to be fucking Bruce Lee out there against Bo Nickal, bro. And what did Bo Nickal do, bro? Nothing about it. He just fucking stood there and made it the most boring fight ever.
Yeah.
There's really not much I have to say on this fight. This is definitely easily the worst fight I've seen from Paul Craig, the worst fight I've seen from Bo Nickal, and he's only been in the UFC for a few fights now. This was the absolute most boring one I've seen. Probably the most boring fight on the card, too, to be honest.
Yeah,
this fight sucked. This fight sucked so bad, dude.
I didn't enjoy anything of this fight aside from seeing Paul Craig get so confident. Like in between corners, he was yelling at his teammates, like, "Why don't I do this more often? Why don't I feel this good or smack guys up?" It's because
you suck, dude.
Bo Nickal is not that guy.
Yeah.
And it was crazy that the crowd was screaming overrated pretty fast. It was not a good time to be at MSG for this 15 minutes.
No.
I don't know why I'm going to keep shitting on it. I'm not done yet. I don't know why if you're Paul Craig, you don't shoot a takedown. I know you're facing a wrestler, but if you get him on his back, if you're on your back, but you guys are on the ground, you're such a fucking threat. You have so much abilities in that position.
Yeah.
But 0 takedown shot on both sides. 0. It was literally a striking matchup between two shitty strikers.
I was like, dude, they're going to stand for fucking 15 minutes, bro. I was like, there's no way they're even going to risk grappling each other. There's no need. We'll just stand and fight. And Paul Craig looked like fucking Bruce Lee out there and still lost all 3 rounds.
Lost all of them. And not only that,
every fucking round, bro.
The commentary guys were, especially DC, was very vocal on Bo Nickal and Hamzat and how Bo Nickal is still like years away in talent from facing a guy like Hamzat or even being on the same level. What'd you think of that?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't been liking the DC commentary lately.
Why?
For some years now, I haven't been liking his commentary. And DC's a great guy. And I absolutely wanted him to be commentating for the Jon Jones fight. I wanted him to be there for obvious reasons. But outside of every single other fight on this card, I had no interest in hearing his voice, bro. For like 2 years at this point now. I'm so over with DC's bias in his friendships with these fighters and his commentary about these guys. Like, I'm just done here. I'm done hearing it, bro. I'm tired of it. John Anik is easily the best commentator on
For
UFC.
sure. Yeah.
He is not biased. He brings great insight. He's got a great voice for commentary. He's easily the best. Like hands down, he's the best commentator for UFC. Joe Rogan is good sometimes, but he just says stupid shit sometimes too. Like he'll just say dumb shit out of nowhere. Like, brother, we're live on TV, bro. Like, why are you having like side conversations with these guys while these guys are bashing their heads apart? Like, what are you like? What are we doing?
Nah, I'm a fan of Rogan, to be honest, but I do agree with the DC sentiments.
Dude,
DC definitely gets annoying.
Dude, he's so biased.
Yeah, but there's moments where DC will just like he'll say some shit and like I'll be like so annoyed with him, but he'll say something so funny and it'll have me cracking up. And I'm like, this is why he's here.
Yeah, I mean DC's there because he's fought at the UFC. Let's be honest. That's the only reason.
There's more to that.
Huh?
There's more to that.
DC commentates UFC because he was a former UFC fighter, bro. There's no other reason, bro. They could get any other one of those. Bro, remember they used to have what was his name? Dan Hardy. Yeah. And then they fucking kicked him off, bro.
You remember that though?
Yeah, but he was fucking screaming at Herb Dean, dude. Like, stop the fight!
Yeah. And not only that, but Herb left the cage and he like ran up to Herb, like still trying to.
That was crazy,
bro. It's over with. What are you doing?
But I love Dan, bro. Like he was awesome, bro. Yeah, he was such a good commentator. He had such good insight. Like, DC is just fucking fat and annoying, bro.
You know who else I really enjoy? Is Paul Felder.
Paul Felder's good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's much better guys in DC, bro.
Yeah, I'm being so honest. Even Dominic Cruz, who's very blunt. He doesn't have much humor behind what he says. It's just like straight analytics, straight what I'm seeing, straight to the point. I'm not sugarcoated. I'm not entertaining. I'm just like telling you what I'm seeing, and it's very insightful.
I like Cruz.
Yeah, I like Cruz too. It's not it's not funny. It's not
entertaining.
Time,
yeah, it's just
definitely informative.
Sometimes it's nice to just have that, bro. Just guys giving you analytics during the fight. Guys who really know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
DC just fucking yaps, dude. He just goes off about nothing, and then he just loves. I'm not gonna get into it again. He's so biased.
He loves his guys.
He's so biased.
But what did you think of his comments this weekend saying that Bo's not ready for Hamzat? He still has a bunch of work to do.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck what is he talking about, bro?
You don't think so though? You know, like Hamzat versus Bo Nickel today. How does that fight play out? You think,
bro? That is such a stupid fight, bro. Hamzat would kill him.
Exactly. I think that's what he was
like. What is he?
He just didn't have execution behind it.
It was terrible, bro. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, the way
you don't need to like insult. You don't need to like hurt Bo's feelings along the way. Just say like he need to develop some stand-up game because Hamzat, like as much of a good wrestler as he is, bro, he can definitely strike with him.
Yeah, his cardio sucks, but he can stand and bang with the best.
Agreed. 100%. But yeah, let's move on, man. Enough on Bo and Paul Craig. Fun, boring fight that was, huh?
Yeah, super stinker.
The first two cards on the main card, the women's fight. Any thoughts on it?
You mean Veronica?
Vivian Araujo versus Rain Silva.
Oh, are they talking about Dan's wife?
Yeah, no, that was the very first fight of the night. Yeah, no, we're not there yet. Main card.
Yeah, on the main card. It was a good fight.
It was.
Nothing crazy. It was a good war, good stand-up war. There was a lot of takedowns, a lot of wrestling. Vivian's like, I don't even really know these girls too much, to be honest, but not the biggest fans of them. But Vivian Arajo's a rising flyweight. But it's like I look at these girls, bro, and it's like it's no offense, but like they're still just levels behind, bro. Like the top flyweights, like the number, like even the number 5 flyweight is levels and levels ahead of both of these girls. Like there's really, I don't know. I look at the competition and I'm just like, yeah, I don't see what these girls are gonna do at 37 years of age, 38 years of age, to some of these younger flyweights. Like I don't see what's gonna happen there. But
Yeah, just spray and pray.
for the fight though, it was entertaining enough for a card opener.
Yeah, agreed. I don't got much to add. She was a big underdog. I wish I bet on her. I wish I seen this one coming. But yeah, the favorite lost. It's kind of how it works from time to time. And we're excited to see
Yeah.
how the flyweights react to this. But ultimately, the first fight on the main card, that Mauricio Rufy, who's representing the Fighting Nerds team. Man. Did you watch this fight?
He's representing the fighter team nerds. Is that what you said?
The Fighting Nerds? You're not hip to them?
I'm not up to the fighting
Oh,
nerds, bro.
the
Are you talking about Kaio?
yeah,
I think I've seen a clip like that.
the Fighting Nerds, bro. Get hip. These dudes are running.
Why is he on there?
They're on the same team. He's with them. He trains
Oh,
with them.
really?
Yeah, he trains with them. It's them. It's the dude who fought last weekend, Carlos Paratas.
Oh,
And Gene Silva, that dude who beat the shit out of Drew Dober.
Oh, Gene Silva.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have been running shit, bro. They're definitely the team to watch in 2025.
Okay. I think Jamie Malarkey might be in there.
Jamie Malarkey got smacked up against Mauricio Rufy, like smacked to bits, bro.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now my memory is rejogging now. That was the guy he fought. Okay. Yeah, this was crazy. This was a good fight, but I don't know if he won this fight though.
Stop it.
I don't know if he won this, bro.
You don't think so? You're looking at.
I think I was watching this. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if he won that. I feel like James did enough. Yeah, he didn't get any takedowns, but he was landing more, bro. I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but this is just how I felt during the fight. I feel like he was landing more. He had more impactful shots too. No comment on that.
Say that again. Sorry, I just got it.
No, I felt like James was just landing more. I feel like he just had more output. He was landing the more impactful shots too, in my opinion. But I don't know. He didn't get any takedowns. He attempted like 7 times, 8 times. I don't even know. But he was trying to get him down. But he was failing. But I don't know. I feel like he did enough to win.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the numbers, it's like, yeah, but then like,
what did the numbers show?
Like he threw double the output Mauricio did, landed significant more strikes. I think when watching it live, though, it's like he didn't really land the more damaging shots. He got dropped a few times. Even Mauricio just hit him with that shit, bro. He hit him with so much more powerful shots, and maybe not necessarily output. He just hit with all the heavy shit.
Yeah.
Mauricio.
Yeah, I guess it kind of
towards the fight played out, he definitely looked more and more tired. Like had the hands on the hips, looked like he was starting to get, because the dude throws with like 250% power, 99% speed, like just goes at it.
Yeah. No, I agree. He was a little bit drained by the end of the fight, but I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, these numbers are saying that James was way more active. And that's how it looked. You know, the fight looked like he was more active, but that's the thing. Like, you never know with these judges. Like, the judges could be like real damage based one fight, and then they're looking for output the next. Like, I don't know. Maybe they were considering the fact that he tried to take him down 7 times and failed all 7. That's got to mean something. You know, maybe some more points for Mauricio, right? More points for him on that. Defended every takedown. You know, so there's a lot that could have went into this, but that was just my opinion on it.
Yeah, maybe. Did you think you thought the wrong man won?
No, I'm not. I don't think the wrong man won. I just think James did just a little bit more
Mm.
on the output side of things, and he looked less tired too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like those things kind of matter too. More damage definitely does matter, but I don't think damage should be everything. And I know that's the rule in UFC: damage trumps all. But like, still, it's like, dude was way more active.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, way more active, but the damage, bro, was so one-sided. One dude had no
yeah,
eyeball, and the other dude was looking like he just took a hike.
yeah. No, I agree on that. But yeah, that's my observation on it.
All right, prelims and early prelims. Anybody, any performance stick out to you most?
I mean, it's got to be that Marcin Tybura. That was nasty stuff.
That
I know we
was
kind of mentioned that in the beginning. Nasty stuff, man. Those elbows were gross.
Yeah,
He literally tore that guy's face apart. It was,
yeah.
ugh. One too many elbows.
Too.
One too many elbows before that fight got stopped, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They've been stopped a little sooner.
Yeah, that was bad stuff. Good on the doctors for not letting that Denise dude continue on. That guy was definitely obliterated, and he was like almost arguing with them, like I'm still good. Meanwhile, look at like Casper sliced.
You want a mirror?
Yeah, that's
you want a
what
mirror, buddy?
He needed that. So yeah, shout out Tybura, Jim fucking Miller, bro. Jump the Gilly.
Banger.
Goosey
Banger,
Gilly.
bro. That was nasty.
Man. Yeah, that was sweet stuff. Jonathan Martinez had a great fight against Marcus McGee had a great fight against Jonathan Martinez. That was a back and forth war. Martinez was landing so many fucking low leg kicks. McGee could barely stand towards the end of the fight, but Marcus McGee in like the first 7 minutes of the fight is so insanely dangerous that good fucking luck to the next bantamweight that fights him in the next few years.
I wasn't hip to him. You kind of put me on. I wasn't hip to Marcus McGee.
Bro,
he's a beast. Nice. Oh my god.
That dude is nice, bro. And he's training down in Arizona with Sean O'Malley and those dudes. So world-class training around him could only improve the outcome of his career. So I'm excited to see how he plays out. Also, on that early prelims, Oban Elliott knocked out my boy, the Habibi Basil Hafez. It was just sweet, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. That was just so beautiful. Pivoted, knocked him down, and just finished the show. Beautiful work. Yeah, the Walsh gangster, whatever they call him. He's elite, man. I'm excited how he matches up against the welterweights and like how the trajectory looks. Yeah, that was UFC 309. Anything else on the card that you want to talk about?
That's it, brother. Cleared it.
Agreed. Before we get out of here, just want to say fuck Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
Yeah, fuck that dude, man. We can
fight was a stinker. Not much to talk about there.
Yeah.
It was a half hour wasted in my life.
Yeah. And most of that half hour was Netflix fucking buffering. Thank you, Netflix. Thank you, Netflix. The one time you have my attention on a live fight, it's fucking putrid production. I mean, the production wasn't bad, but it's just like, damn, how many people were trying to watch this at one time that we were all laggy? It's crazy.
Every they said 16 million houses, bro. We're trying to watch this, bro. Bro, that's just the legal ones, bro. That doesn't even count all the illegal people watching it.
The dupes. Yeah, now that's so true, man. I wonder what the numbers pulled. They fucking. I heard Mike made 40 M's.
I don't believe that.
Nah.
I don't believe that one bit.
20?
40 mil, bro. Come on.
I hope they paid him that much, bro. Like, jeez, man.
Bro, the conspiracy theories I've been seeing going around, it's like, bro, like this, I'm so done with it, bro.
Fair.
People are so goofy.
Yeah, that's a good place to be with all this is done with it. Yeah, I hope we never see Mike Tyson fight again. He's 60, and everybody leading up to it would ask me, like, what do you think of the fight? You love fighting. Aren't you excited for this? And like, how the fuck could you? Like, honestly, if you were a fight fan and got excited for this, I would definitely question it. Just because it's like, yeah, it's Mike Tyson. I have Mike Tyson posters in this room. He is 60. This guy was the cream of the crop in the 90s, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
What makes you think he can get in there with a guy half of his age? And when I try to explain that to the casuals, they would look at me like, did you look at his training clips? Have you seen him recently? And I just wanted to be like,
Bro.
you know, like just strangle. But I'm like, you're right. You know, you're right. He looks good. He's going to win.
Mike has fought in 6 different generations of boxing, bro. It's time to pack it up. It's time to pack it up.
How does that excite you?
His 6th generational fight, bro. Cool, man. Cool, bro.
Yeah, I didn't get excited one bit. The only part that was like a little bit rewarding was like the fact that, you know, if I'm like a 6-year-old and I just hear Mike Tyson this, Mike Tyson that, and then I finally get to see him in the ring, I'm like, this is who they've been talking about. But at the same time, he's fucking 60 years old.
60, bro. He's expecting a pension soon, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I seen a clip on Twitter, bro. Some dude put this compilation of the fight out, bro. And at one point during the clip, bro, he goes, when Mike and Jake were tied up on the ropes, the ref walked over, separated them, and he said the ref told Mike, don't throw any uppercuts on Jake. And that was the moment I signed off Twitter. Actually, I think I quote tweeted this guy, bro. I'm gonna read this out loud. I don't know if I can read some of the words I put in this tweet.
Yeah. No, bro, you can say whatever you want here.
Bro, I told this guy, bro.
To kick rocks with no shoes on.
What is this R word? It's a bad word to say, by the way. Bro, Mike is 60 years old. Get your head out of your ass. And I just left it at that, bro.
Beautiful.
Bro, he was pulling all this shit, saying the ref was walking up to him saying, oh, don't hit Jake too hard. Don't hit Jake too hard. Bro, stop it, bro. You're 40 years old tweeting about Mike Tyson, bro. Grow up, bro.
Yeah, grow up. Anyways, let's just leave it at that, man. It was definitely not a spectacle by no means. Amanda Taylor somehow
was a banger of a fight.
Banger.
They stole the show.
Again. They did that shit again. Yeah. And Amanda Serrano somehow is 2-0 against Katie Taylor, yet on paper she's 0-2. I can't explain it. I don't know if you can. I don't think anybody out there really can, but somehow she just cannot get the judges to sway it her way. But she can get everybody watching. Everybody watching with a pulse and knowledge and knows what they're seeing thought she won the fight.
I mean, I would say that first fight was a little closer, but this second fight was absolutely fucking Amanda Serrano's win.
100% I agree. 100% I agree. It was a lot more like Amanda definitely won the second one. She may have won the first. Maybe. But the second one, come on, bro. You almost like can't have an argument otherwise. And then the judges, oh man, I was
bro, she had a 95-94 for Katie Taylor. That was insane, bro. When I seen that card, I was like, wow.
That's how you know it's gonna be one of these. Whenever it's like that. Like you score and you give Amanda 4 of those rounds, but Katie wins by 1 somehow.
You would think Amanda would be winning these since it's like Jake's people too.
You would think.
You know Jake's got the top. You know he's got some hand in this shit, bro. You know he paid some of these dudes was like, hey man, give this shit to Amanda, bro. I have a feeling she'll win anyway, but just in case if it comes to it, give her the win. You would think, I don't know. Maybe I'm going down the let me stop.
You've enjoyed conspiracies this whole podcast, and I'm kind of
let me stop.
I'm kind of into it. We should do like a conspiracy pod one day. Just hear all Josh's best conspiracies.
I don't think anybody wants to listen to that, bro.
I can probably give you like 25 minutes of my ears of just like pure conspiracy. I could sign up for that. 25, bro. Yeah,
I highly doubt you'd stick around that long.
Depending on some of these conspiracies you got in your brain, bro, I'm here. But shit, let's end it there, bro. Thank you to the listeners
Yeah.
if you made it to this part of the podcast. Josh and I greatly appreciate the support. Subscribe on YouTube, rate 5 stars wherever else you're listening to this. HPPshop.com. Go get you some merch. We sold 0 shirts last month. Let's try to double that this month. And then also go follow us on IG at EHBpod_. Insta, TikTok. Go find us there. And until next time, folks, free Palestine.